Hey everyone, I'm Justin with JB Outdoors, and I'm coming to you today from the top of Mount Crested View, 12,500 feet elevation. The bike definitely doesn't like it. Good morning everyone, welcome to beautiful Colorado. I'm in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. Stayed in a La Quinta Hotel last night. 2 days of driving to get here, and we're finally getting to the mountains. So I'm doing the last minute pack down this morning, waiting for the rest of the group to wake up and do the same thing. So stick with us, stay tuned. This is day one of Colorado Moto Camp in the mountains.
You could tell me to skip this and just use my credit card.
So it was about this moment we realized we gotta be going the wrong direction because we should be riding into the mountains. At this point it's probably over 100 degrees Fahrenheit and was just getting to be ridiculously hot and dusty. So we realized we're driving out of the wrong kind of biome. The mountains should have been cooling off by now, and it's just becoming more flat and more open, more vast with absolutely no vegetation. So at this point, Doug said, maybe I should pull over. We're going to check the map, and we realized we're heading the wrong direction. I know Doug really beat himself up over this as we took about an hour out of the way and ended up having to go right back the way we came. And we ended up missing out on a little bit, but at the same time, I can say I was about 10 minutes from the New Mexico-Colorado border. It was pretty neat. This is definitely a new one for me. I've been around cows my whole life. Don't really have a problem with them, but as we're riding up on some of these herds, some of them are standing right on the side of the pathway that we're riding on, and they have some pretty big horns. So I'm not going to lie, I was a little worried that some of them were going to charge us, but they seem to be pretty used to having motorcycles or dirt bikes or, you know, whatever coming down this path towards them. We are finally getting into some mountain biome for the first time ever. Starting to see a little bit more of a drop off on the other side. I finally get to lead for the first time. I've spent a little bit of money this year trying to upgrade my system to be able to navigate. It's usually always on Doug's back, so I'm trying to help him out a little bit. And then I'm also pretty thankful that Austin had a camera on too, so we got another angle. If you see my screen blinking on my Garmin here, just like this was the very first signs of my auxiliary power supply failing. So I ran wires up from the battery up to this spot where my USB cords are ran out of, and little did I know the vibration from everything was just rattling everything internally apart. So here I am out in the middle of the mountains on a very remote trip trying to charge at least 6 GoPro batteries, my Garmin, my phone, everything else. I had no way to charge it. This was the very first frustration of the trip for me, but the mountains off in the distance was just an amazing breath of fresh air.
Bless you. Yeah. Dang. Okay.
So at this point in the ride, it's becoming very distracting. There's so much to see around me, so many new views that I've never seen before. The mountain ranges in the background, the absolute beautiful meadows around me, as well as trying to pay attention to Doug in front of me. I don't want to come up on him too quickly. But this road doesn't look too terrible to ride on, but we keep coming up on these different kind of aggregates like marbly rocks, and it's just stuff that comes out of nowhere, so you're not expecting it. So you're really quickly reminded that you're not paying attention. You really need to pay attention to this kind of stuff, especially as we climb higher into the mountains. Just look at this view, guys. This is just like so amazing in the background. Here I am looking off to the right, and then all of a sudden there's a truck coming down the pass on my left. It's like, man, I really need to pay attention to this. Times like these and views like this that I am reminded how thankful I am to be riding with my friends out here in the middle of absolute nothing. We become so connected in life that we are all of a sudden so disconnected that we don't even realize it. I think sometimes that we're too connected in this world. Everybody's only a phone call or a text away, where back in the old days you'd have to find a payphone if you could even find a payphone, and then that's if you had the change in your pocket. Nowadays it seems like everyone depends on the fact that they can text you. actually in the mountains. We started in Trinidad, Colorado, which is very vast and wide open with just in the foothills of the mountains. Now we're out here in the mountains after a whole day of riding. We started in Trinidad, went towards New Mexico on accident, and ended up having to go back the other way. We ended up rolling into town around 9 p.m., so about everything was closed at this point in time. We ended up having to reach out to our campground in the morning, which luckily that wasn't an issue. We went to Tomichi Creek Campground and General Store in Sargents, Colorado. And man, that was such a neat little campground right along the river. And just wait, you'll see the view I got to wake up to that morning.